The other group that also, what do they do, Lynn? All right, the staff, I want to thank the staff for their dedicated service. It's the one thing that when I'm talking to folks out here or talking about why we need to raise money, it's really to try to pay our staff not only a living wage, but a wage that reflects the dedication. Showing up at the door has a place to call home and to get some help. So I want to thank them. We also rely on some volunteers and some other folks that are not as visible to the participants, not as visible to the staff, but they're vital to what we do. Those are both our board of directors, and then we have what's called a board of trustees, which is comprised largely of men and women who had served on the board of directors. And what they do with the board of trustees is manage an endowment that one day, hopefully, if it grows large enough, can support our operations. I don't see any board members, but I do see a current member of the board of trustees, Bob Goodale, here. But we certainly want to thank their volunteer service, which is vital to, kind of supporting the mission, raising support, providing strategy, and so forth. And then, again, there's other folks that are often unseen to those who are working here and those who are receiving services here. We're privileged to have a tremendous ally and advocate joining us tonight, Commissioner Vicki Adamson with the Wake County Commission. They'll say, don't say anything. This is about these ladies, but I do want to acknowledge a couple things. So Commissioner Adamson is here tonight more by act of service than invitation. She responded to the outreach of a 19-year-old woman who's homeless and still in high school and helped get her to Oak City Cares. And then without having a place to stay tonight, brought her over here to get services. And while she was here, the timing was nice. And so we got this great ceremony going on. And let me show you the progress we're making on all that you helped advocate for. So Commissioner Adamson was one of our most vocal champions in making sure the county gave adequate support for the expansion and construction that's going on here. Make it possible for ladies to not be so crowded, to sleep in beds and not on mats, and to have large enough dining rooms. And how many restrooms are in the women's shelter? 3 stalls, 3 toilets, 5 showers. How many women sleep in there? 67 at 100. Anyways, is it adequate for you ladies who stay in the shelter? No. We're going to have adequate facilities for you. Commissioner Adamson's a big part of that. And just because she's an elected official, so it's my privilege and pleasure to invite somebody up to talk about the alumni. It's either Kathy or Tracy. My bet would be Tracy, but sometimes they mix it up. I'm going to say Tracy. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Gave me goosebumps. Glad everyone is here this evening. My name is Tracy Freeman-Hines. I'm the Director of Recovery Services here for our Women's Campus, Silver Chipper number 110. I would like to thank everyone for joining us tonight to help us celebrate the task of completing our long-term recovery program. In recognition of that accomplishment, these ladies will be receiving a medallion that has on one side HT Wake County, and on the other side, I am responsible one day at a time. So this is not an end or the end for these ladies, as the hard work has just begun. We all know that long-term recovery is a journey and it's absolutely not a destination. Before we get started tonight with introducing our alumni, I would like to take the time to invite you to commit to being or becoming a change maker. A change maker provides a very unique opportunity to financially support a man or woman getting into recovery. As you know, our services are free to the participant. However, there's a lot that goes into ensuring that participants have what they need in order to recover. It costs $55 to provide one man or one woman a day of service for those seeking to become engaged in recovery. Becoming a change maker helps Healing Transitions carry out our mission of providing those services when they need it. So we have a table up front. Miss Andrea, I think, is manning that table. So I encourage you, when the ceremony is over, please go see her and help us make a difference for somebody's life. All right, so let's get to it. Our first alumni that we would like to recognize tonight is Miss Lulu. Miss Lulu was referred to us by Trillium Health Resources and first engaged in services with us on March 8, 2022. Lulu had a smooth transition to each portion of our program, for the exception of a few rough patches along the way. Lulu can be described as a very passionate, persistent, and helpful individual, so much so that she was held accountable for overstepping several times while in the program. As soon as Lulu entered our program, it was clear that she had an agenda and was adamant that she was going to meet her goals of being of service to Healing Transitions. Right away, Lulu was encouraged to stay in the present and reassured that everything else would work out just fine. Lulu entered CTR1 on April 21st, 2022, and while engaged in this portion of the program, she was addressed on attitudes and behaviors such as job irresponsibilities, not being a sister's keeper, not following community guidelines, dishonesty, and bad attitude. She was suggested writings by her peers, such as 1,000 words, where has running led me to, and she, tried to run a lot. 2 pages on boundaries, 2 pages on letting go, a 2-week volunteer ban, and a 2-week yes ban. I hope y'all see the pattern here. Lulu transitioned to CTR2 on November 23rd, 2022, where she completed 2 service commitments, one working with Ms. Casey House and the other working with Emergency Shelter. Lulu was voted into alumni status and transitioned out of our long-term program on April 16th, 2023. While engaged in our program, Lulu attended a total of 440 12-step meetings and was engaged in our program a total of 404 days. Please help me welcome Healing Transitions alumni.
Ready. I didn't say anything, I would cry ready. Okay. Hi, I'm Lulu and I'm an alcoholic. It's a privilege for me to be here tonight because I'm standing in God's will, God's timing, and God's plan for me. He shows up everywhere, on the solid concrete floor of my jail cell or in an isolation room of an institution while I'm fighting for my sanity. The quintessence of life is absolute freedom. Freedom to live a life no longer a slave to a substance. I was a slave all my life in New York, where the hustle and bustle of the city that never sleeps beckoned me into the nightlife of clubs, bars, and annihilation. After finally finding my way to North Carolina, the jails and institutions were leading me straight to my death. And that's where I arrived on March 8, 2022, right at this place. After spending 10 months at Pitt County Detention Center and getting a chance from Trillium, I came here haunted and plagued by my illness and this spiritual malady. Healing Transitions was the battleground for the war I was fighting with myself. I wanted to leave every single day, crying myself to sleep in the shelter, thinking I can absolutely not do this. My mental health was at a breaking point. Unexplainable things were happening all around me, but I pushed forward, getting help from my sisters to correct my severe sleep apnea, to help and the help from staff to proper, yeah, that's snoring. That's a real thing. That snoring is a real thing. And staff helped me get the proper health and medication management. I let my mind and body heal and soon flourished, just as I watched those around me flourish as well. These amazing women who I see so much growth in guided me to my path of sanity and sobriety. I see so much potential in this room. Future teachers, educators of the world, future business owners and entrepreneurs. I challenged myself and Ms. Amanda Blue to suggest a brand new commitment as a career counselor here at HT. I even did it for a while because as an HR person, I know talent when I see it. I am here to tell you today that there is nothing you can't accomplish if you just stay and watch the miracle happen. If you don't believe in yourself, I'm here to tell you that you can and you will do this. You will have healed if you allow the changes to happen. As addicts and alcoholics, our quick fix mentality never allowed that. And I'm here to tell you, as a chronic future forecaster, slow your roll. Sit down. I never thought for a moment about how much the amazing, vibrant souls of this building affected me, what they brought to community, what they asked of me, and what they told me to take a look at. 14 months later, I find myself here again, now as an alumni. I know this is hard. This is not where you thought you would be, but this place is where I got my life back. I needed time, as some of you sure do as well. Allow yourself that. Allow yourself time to grieve, to work through the pain that you carry. I let my pain grip me in these walls. I had my sisters to lean on each other. I never thought I could ask for help, but there is freedom in utter, complete vulnerability. I know you've got your big plans to get out of here and get out of here already. No one was in a bigger rush to leave than me, Ms. Tracy even said it. I spent 15 years of my life under my parents' roof, dreaming and planning of a life I never had because it was always in tomorrow, and of course it was in the bottle. Today, things look so different. I live my life at the seat of my pants, buried in service. It's about my sponsees, who I can help, what I can do. I don't think anymore, I just do. I'm a woman of action today. Getting to finally tell Mr. Dickens, I don't know if he's still here, but after sitting through so many silver chip ceremonies, I'm a change maker. I've been a change maker to CTR2 if you're watching. This is your life. Finish the program. Just do it. When you can't do it anyway. Call me, my number is up on that board. I'll talk you down from the ledge. Put your sobriety first. It's so important. The potential that I'm talking about is there waiting to break through. Let this be the time when the ideas come to your mind and you let them finally churn with those brilliant thoughts that you have when you're in clarity. Finally, a clear head. I know y'all have that clear head now. Take a moment like I did when you lay down and say, God, I'm doing it. I can't believe it, God. I'm actually doing it. My mom and dad get to see me thrive today. I get to be the daughter I always wanted to be for them. I'm a survivor, just like my mom and dad. My mother and father-in-law get to see me work so hard for a life for me and my husband, which would have never been possible before healing transitions. I am so grateful. And I am honored to be part of this community in sobriety, in which Raleigh and all the members of the rooms and everywhere I've gone has opened his arms to me, this once troubled New Yorker. Most of all, today I get to be the woman of integrity and hope I've always dreamed of being. Today, my dreams come alive because I make them happen. I no longer wait for them to happen. Thank you so much.
All right, so our next alumni has been engaged in our program for quite some time. Miss Crystal Webster. Webster, we like to call her Webster. First engaged in services with us on July 29th, 2020, and was finally able to transition out of our program on May 10th, 2023.
Yeah.
Her time engaged with us totaled to 1,016 days. So let me put that in perspective for you. 2 years, 9 months, and 12 days. It seemed that right when Crystal was about to transition to the next portion of the program, she was moved back to attitudes and behaviors. After Crystal's third admission CPR2 on October 19, 2022, which had 2 service commitments, 1.5 in the planning room as a peer mentor. Crystal also assisted with getting artwork placed on some of the ceiling tiles in various areas of our buildings. These beautiful tiles continue to help provide detox guests and participants very much needed encouragement to stay the path and to keep going. While in the program, Crystal was addressed on attitudes and behaviors such as overstepping, doing nothing, manipulation, not following community guidelines, inappropriate comment, and harmful gossip. She was suggested writings and actions such as a 30-day feelings journal, 2K being a sister's keeper, 500 words on how my actions affect others, a 30-day yes ban, and 500 words on recovery is my priority. While here, Crystal attended a total of 798 meetings.
It came from her too, and I'll be honest, I think I still got her. She slipped right through my fingers. But it's because I think so much of her. She's such a great girl. The last alumni that we would like to recognize tonight is Miss Sarah. Sarah is not a stranger to our program. She first engaged in services with us back in 2017 and then again in 2018 after being placed on an RAC list. She came back to try this journey again on June the 8th of 2022, and we noticed something was different about Sarah. She had a smooth path through our program and seemed to show a desire to recover that we as staff had not seen prior. She entered CTR 1 on July 19th, 2022, and finally CTR 2 on February 15th, 2023. While in these portions of the program, Sarah was addressed on attitudes and behaviors such as job irresponsibility, not following community guidelines, and not following community process. Sarah was provided suggestions such as spending time in detox 2 times per week for 2 weeks, 1K on self-worth, eat dinner with the Mets twice within 2 weeks, and self-care days within 2 weeks. Sarah completed a service commitment working with the rapid responders. While engaged in our program, Sarah attended a total of 395 12-step meetings and was engaged in our program this time around a total of 340 days. Please help me welcome Healing Transitions Alumni 326.
So my path to recovery hasn't been smooth, right? I never knew how to get honest. Y'all taught me how to tell the truth here, right? Y'all taught me a lot about myself. I had the privilege of, listening to y'all, right? I came in here thinking I was God, and I had to realize that, my life was, I'm not standing here because of love. I should definitely be dead. And it's only from a higher power that has brought me to this point. I was here in 2017. I was here for 6 months. The same night I left, I overdosed. And I give all credit to HT for bringing me to where I'm at. Gina Musa and Rusty Kiley, Rapid Response, came and talked to me the very next day after I overdosed and got me re-engaged in services, and that saved my life. I didn't stop there. I had to suffer a little more pain. So now, through this process, I've learned a lot about myself. I can tell you what my favorite color is today. I can tell you what I love to eat, bro. I didn't know who I was when I got here. Relationships came before me. I have a problem with relationships in my life, very toxic ones. And AA taught me that I'm worthy today, man. Through the help of great sponsorship, man, my sponsor taught me that the God of my understanding today doesn't look like the same as it did when I was growing up. I lost all hope in a higher power growing up due to some trauma in my life, but today I know that's a lot different for me. When I was in that jail cell, I built my faith on believing and not seeing. That became very real to me. My consequences of my actions were finally in my face. I went a long time without consequences. And learning from them was something I was never willing to do, right? They just kind of happened, and I kept it moving. I accepted that I was going to die an addict. And that's a very dark place to be. This building has taught me integrity, honesty, given me hope to live a grateful life. I have gratitude for life today. And that's a big difference from where I came from. So I appreciate all of y'all. Just stay another day. You know, usually our feelings change overnight, man. These girls can tell you, I didn't plan on standing up here. You know what I mean? My PO's gonna let me go. I promise. I'm out of here. Out of here. But no, I mean, like today I'm free from probation. Like, I've been on probation for the past 4 years, and like, I'm free today, man. And that happened. You know, I tell all these girls, as soon as I get done with probation, I'm gone. But I stayed. You know what I mean? I've never gotten to complete anything in my life. This is the first thing I've ever got to complete, and like, it's a huge accomplishment for me, man. And it can be for y'all too. I promise it's worth it. Thank you.
Congratulations, ladies, to each one of you, and welcome to the family. So my name is Casey House. I'm the transition coordinator here at the Women's. I'm also a Woman in Recovery and Alumni 144. So I have the opportunity to acknowledge the ladies who have done the 28 group sessions of recovery dynamics. They have completed them. They're now in the final phase of our program, which is CTR2. They're doing service commitments to give back to the facility. They're learning how to live life on life's terms outside these doors. So I get to assist them with that. And we want to acknowledge, you know, the accomplishments that they've made so far. So tonight, what they're going to get is they're going to get a single marble, because it's traditionally said that we lost all of our marbles when we're out there, so they've earned one back, okay? Just one. Okay. Watch them, okay? And then they're also going to get a choice of bracelet. So we have a cuff and then a little bangle. They both say she believed she could, so she did. And most importantly, they're going to get a copy of that fabulous detox picture that they can look at on a daily basis and remember that old girl. Don't forget her. So the first lady that we get to acknowledge right now is Miss Taylor Real. Next up, we have Brianna Towns. Next, we have Miss Chastity Wiggins. Come on, Miss Stacy Hill. Shante Shante. y'all sort of doing that over here. So I think that's it, Chris. Do you want to take over and close us out?
We're doing well on time. I'm not going to hijack you, but I am going to pause for a minute. We don't always do this, but we've got time, and if there's anybody that is a family member that would like to share any words, or an important friend, we'd love to hear from you in terms of what you've seen change in the lives of your loved one. We usually don't do this. I don't think any family members ever been excited about this invitation, but we hear stories from I do want to honor that and extend just a minute if anybody would like to share.
And I can't tell you how many times I didn't know she was dead or alive. Prayed, she just prayed every day for her. Didn't know where she was. I went on Facebook one time and said, my daughter's missing. Does anybody know where she is? I called the cops and I told them I thought she was dead. They looked for her for weeks, and they finally found her going into a sheets. And then we knew she was alive. There's a program that saved her life. And our family and our son just loves her so much. I'm not his mama. I'm his grandmama. He made that plain to me yesterday or Sunday. So you have your son back. You can.
Thank you. It's appropriate time just to raise awareness again of support for families. A lot of people know about Al-Anon. Very close. Closely.
All right.
2004 to 2006, 2007 to 2009, 2010. But I'd really like to invite Justin walking out. Anyone else? Enough. I like, and we'd like to invite Paul, your year, please come on up. 11, 2012. 2013. Yeah. 2018. Go back to 08, 2008. Come on, Berlinski. 2016. 2017. 2018. 2019. 2020. 2021. What happened in 2021? 2022. 2023. So thank you all for being here. Thank you to the ladies for sharing your perseverance and your hope. And I hope you'll join us for a few minutes afterwards for some refreshments. Have a great night.